Athabasca First Nation. So Canada has a series of First Nations people. I belong to the Athabasca First Nation. And Port Chipewyan has two First Nations located within the community. So there's two First Nations, the Athabasca First Nation, and there's three First Nations, which is where dirt comes from. So our community was called Ground Zero because we feel the full impacts that these oil sand, tar sand development companies have on the environment. Reason being because when they extract water from the Athabasca River, they extract so much water from the river, and they actually discharge water back into the river. And the water that they discharge back into the river is contaminated with so many toxins that you can't even believe. And it goes right back into the river, and everything goes downstream and ends up in our lake, Athabasca. So everything that we drink, the water that comes out of our tap comes from our lake. So our water intake is located right in the lake Athabasca. So in reality, like the lake being proven to have arsenic, mercury, and other cancer-causing agents in our community, it's obvious there. So what happened about 40 or 50 years ago was that the elders who are alive today, opting of fishing and trapping, as our traditional lifestyle as Indigenous people of that continent. So as an Indigenous person, that's all we do is we hunt, fish, and trap. We did a lot of that all our lives, thousands of years. And now we're at the point where it's almost risky because back, like I said, water being so important to us because water is life. And water gives life. So with our water depleting, at a rate so fast that the animals are getting sick, the animals are showing signs, the plants are getting sick, the air is getting contaminated, and ultimately we're getting sick. So as a community member, in the last 10 years, I believe we buried probably 200 plus people due to cancers that can't be explained. And these sicknesses and these cancers that people are having are so rare that they shouldn't even be in the community of Port Chipewyan. The ratio of one of the cancers, I believe, is something like one in a population of 100,000 people. Our town consists of 1,200 people, and that's it. And we diagnosed 5 people within 2 years, and they died. And that's one cancer. And there's various other forms of cancer and/or illnesses, like I said, that people are being diagnosed with. So now, we walk around Port Chipewyan.
Can you just say the number of the population again? I didn't catch that.
Port Chipewyan?
You said a population number and then how many people have got cancer? I couldn't catch that.
Yeah, the ratio, like I said, the cancer is the population is supposed to happen 1 in 100,000 people, but our population only has 1,200 people. So in 2 years we had five cases of this rare form of cancer. So what happened was there was a doctor that we had, a local physician, who was there for 10 years, and it just so happened that his dad had passed away from this cancer that was so rare. So he was familiar with this cancer, so we started, seeing symptoms in certain patients. So he put 2 and 2 together and started sending these people out for a test for this cancer, and sure enough, they were diagnosed with this really rare form of cancer. And again, the following year, 2 or 3 more people, and they continued. And the population is small, so it shouldn't be, in other words. So what happened there, and branched off, so people started dying. We started getting sick, and the animals started getting sick because we live traditionally off the land. We live off the plants, the wildlife. We eat all food there, and all that right now is in jeopardy. Right now, that's what we're trying to protect. So as other Indigenous people have a spiritual connection to the earth right now, and Mother Earth is right now under attack, in my opinion, by these oil sand, tar sand companies in the industry. I believe that like the government of Canada, the government of Alberta, they really have no care, I guess, for the Indigenous people that are living downstream from the world's most destructive project on the planet, which is called tar sands. So in my eyes, what's going to happen is that it's just going to escalate. It's going to be a global issue. So everybody's sitting around here right now, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren are going to feel the effects of the tar sands and what they're doing to the earth, the environment, and everything. Because like when these industry people come to Port Chipewyan, my town, what they do is they start with the students and they come and talk to us. So they kind of brainwash people into believing that the best thing that's going to happen to our community is industry or other tar sand industry companies. So they give us jobs, they give us money, they try to bribe us into doing this and that. So some of the towns, some people believe that, so they believe that the best thing that's going to happen to the community is tar sands. Okay, so people start working on tar sands, so tar sand development expanded rapidly fast. So right now, our town has like probably 50% of people working in the tar sands region right now. So there's a lot of them that are scared to speak out the issue because of the fact that they're making a lot of money out there. So everybody's making all this money right now, and they have the fancy cars and big screen TVs or houses and everything, but they're forgetting about who they really are, where they come from. So as Indigenous people, it's important to us to remember who we are. Our traditional way of life is different as well. So right now, like our way to go out on land, to go for a hunt, to go fishing and everything, we're taking a chance, we're taking a risk right now. So it's just a matter of years before it's going to be done. It's going to be impossible to go out there and do anything that we did for thousands of years. Now in the last 50 years, all that just suddenly came to almost a halt. We're now at that point where we're getting really scared. So I myself, like I said, I was going to school, and I believe that the best thing was going to happen was the tar sands. So I went to work there. I worked there myself, and I drove those big trucks that he was talking about. I drove the heavy hauler. So in 5 months, it took me 5 months to realize that all I'm doing is contributing to destruction, because you can see these shovels, and they put the overburden, the landscape, the trees, everything in the back of my truck. So I'm wondering to myself, thinking, okay, what are they throwing in the back of my truck? Even my ancestors back there, we got medicinal plants back there. We use a lot of plants for medicine up there. And all that's going in the back of my truck. I'm dumping it, compound over it, making dice out of it, making everything out of it. So it took me 5 months to realize that, hey, this is kind of wrong. I was only 21 years old that time. I'm only 30 years old right now, so I grew up on the land. So I see it. So to me, that was just too depressing to work there anymore, so I quit. My supervisor was trying to get me to stay, and he's like, take some time off, rethink, reconsider. And I said, no. So you can't pay me enough. You can't pay me money to destroy my own land. So I quit. But it's not work. So I moved back home to Port Chip, and I started working there, and that's when I started talking to the elders. And the elders were vocalizing this for the last 40 years, but nobody would pay attention to the elders. They're thinking they're old. Nobody wants to hear the elders. They want to hear the truth. So what happened was that with the elders now being ignored, I felt that it's my obligation to actually start speaking up, because there's only just a handful of us, unfortunately, when I actually go out and advocate and speak about the tar sands and the impact it's having on our community. So the ultimate impact it's having on our community is death. So I have a family of four kids and my wife. So my son is 2 years old. So the water, before I drink, I give it to him, I have to make sure I boil that water over and over, because if I don't boil that water, I don't want to give it to him, because I'm scared he might get sick and die, so I fear for his life, so, and that goes with the rest of the community as well. So we have to boil the water just to drink it, like our lake is right in front of us, at one point in time we were able to take an empty cup without hesitation and take a drink of that water and drink it. And now we're taking a risk. We can't do that anymore. The Athabasca River, the same thing with that river. We were able just to take a cup of water without hesitation, take a drink. But now we're taking a chance. Now we got to go farther away inland to go and find clean, fresh water to drink. So the water that comes through our town, supposedly gets filtered out. But I believe that there's still contaminants in there when we drink it. So that's why we have to boil the crap out of it. We have to boil it until so we feel safe to drink. And again, like I said, our traditional way of life is in jeopardy, because we can't practice our inherited right to hunt, fish, and trap anymore, because it's getting hard, it's getting more complex, because the animals are starting to migrate in different directions, because the Athabasca River was a major migration route for ducks and like all the birds. But because of all the gas emissions going up in the air, we're starting to go around it. So we started to migrate elsewhere. And every now and then the tailings ponds, that's the scariest thing out there, because I think somebody compared it to, I don't know if anybody's familiar with the Exxon Valdez disaster that happened, but if any of those tailings ponds ever breached and actually broke, it'll be the Exxon Valdez disaster times 300. It'll be that plus 300. It'll be long forgotten. So it'll be long forgotten. So it's just a matter of time before something is going to happen. And like I said, within 50 years from now, the whole world's going to be affected by tar sands. And already we're starting to slowly see the effects of the environment. And I have a lot more personal stories that